For today's lesson, we're going to be talking about cybercrime and security and what that entails. So our agenda for today, we're going to define cybercrime, the history, the cyber threat evolution, categories of cybercrime, some types of cybercrime, and how we can prevent some of these cybercrimes from happening. And then we're going to move into our activity for the day. So a bit of introduction and background. As we know, the internet has become very prominent in the past 20 years or so. We use the internet for most anything. Whether it's entertainment, business, sports, or education, we use the internet. But just as there are advantages to using the internet, there are also disadvantages. That's what we're going to talk about in today's lesson. So what exactly is cybercrime? Cybercrime is committed using a computer and the internet to steal data or information, to do illegal imports, or to download malicious programs. It simply is nothing but where the computer is used as an object or a subject of a crime. Cybercrime dates all the way back to the 1820s. We're going to look a little bit at when it started to really become really prominent and started to emerge. Look at 1977, we see viruses started to become popular. Going up to 1995, we see people starting to break into websites, hacking. 2000, where malicious code was introduced. 2003, 2004, we see more advanced malware using like worms and Trojan horses. Identity theft came into play into 2005, 2006, where they were using phishing, where they're trying to trick you to give up your information. Through 2007 to 2008, organized crime, data theft, and a lot of DDoS attacks started to emerge. Cybercrime falls into two main categories: the computer as a target, and then the computer is used as a weapon itself. Some types of cybercrime could include hacking, denial of service attack, virus dissemination, computer vandalism, cyber terrorism, software piracy. And we're going to touch on these a little bit in the lesson today. So hacking is simply the term that means an illegal intrusion into a computer system or a network. Denial of service attack is an attack by the criminal who floods the bandwidth of the victim's network. So that victim will start to receive a whole bunch of emails and spam in their inbox, and they're not actually able to use any of these services that they're trying to get into. Virus dissemination is malicious software that attaches itself to other software. These include like viruses, worms, Trojan horses, webjacking, and so forth. Computer vandalism is damaging or destroying data rather than stealing it. So you're not stealing your data, but it's trying to destroy it. And they do so by using a lot of malicious software or viruses, worms, and these types of things. Cyber terrorism is the use of the internet-based attacks in terrorist activities. These criminals, what they're doing is they're using 512-bit encryptions, which makes it highly impossible for you to try to decrypt the information. Software piracy. This is a very important one, and a lot of people are not aware that they're actually doing this. So you purchase some type of software, and you purchased it legally, and then you decide that you want to make a copy of it. You know, your friend needs some type of software too, so you decide to make a copy and you distribute it to your friend. And a lot of people are not aware that doing this is actually illegal. So we've got to be careful when doing this. Types of cyber attacks by percentage. If we look down here at the bottom, we see that viruses are the main types of attack, 85% being the total number of attacks. If we move up the scale, what we can see is that the second one is actually employee abuse of internet privileges. This one was really shocking because Sometimes we're not aware, whether you're in your workplace or you're in school, and you're using the internet and not know that you're abusing certain policies and procedures by the company or organization that you work for. As we move up the scale, we see unauthorized access of insiders, denial of service, and other types of malwares. Financial fraud is actually very low on the scale of the types of cyber attacks. Some tips for cybercrime. Using antivirus software, we always want to make sure that it's up to date and it's actually working on our systems. We want to make sure that our firewalls are also up and running on our computer systems. We want to uninstall unnecessary software. So we have to learn how to go into our systems, to check our systems to see if there's any software that we do not need and we actually need to delete it from our systems. A very important thing is actually making sure that we maintain backups of our systems. So we have a lot of apps and programs on our computer, and we want to ensure that we have a backup of our system. So in the event that something is supposed to happen to our computer or our system, then we have all this information backed up. We want to check security settings. We want to never give out any information to strangers or people that we don't know. And we want to learn more about internet privacy. So in conclusion, I just want to leave you with this quote. Technology is destructive only in the hands of people who do not realize that they are the one and the same process as the universe. So now we're going to move into our activity for the day.